Hey, this is Mr. Easton with Homework Help. Today we're going to talk about multiplicative comparisons, which is a big fancy way of saying some word problems that have multiplication involved. Back in the first and second, even third grade, the kids always heard how much more or how much less, that kind of thing. In the fourth grade, we start thinking multiplicatively, which is, doubling and tripling and, multiplying by different numbers. And so instead of asking how much more, we're going to ask how many times more. Or somebody worked 5 times as long, how many hours did they work? So we're going to look at 3 different examples of multiplicative comparisons. There are 3 different scenarios or situations you have to look out for, and we're going to model them. The model kind of helps the kids keep sorted exactly what's happening. The biggest thing is that you need to really read carefully when you're doing these types of questions. So we're going to look at one of each of the types, and then we will be done with the video. So this is the first type of question. It says Hayden has 5 markers. Alec has 3 times as many. How many markers does Alec have? And so what we are working on in class is we're working on making some models that represent this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in black the stuff that the word problem tells us, and then in blue I'm going to show you the work that we have to do to solve it. So we have 2 people. We have Hayden and Alec. So I'm going to make 2 separate rows here. I've got an H for Hayden, I've got an A for Alec. And what we're going to look at first in the word problem is which person has the times as many. And according to the word problem up here, Alec is the one who has the times as many. Alec has 3 times as many as Hayden. So what that tells us is I'm going to draw 3 boxes for Alec, and Hayden only gets 1 box, because whatever Hayden has, Alec has 3 times as much. So those boxes are meant to represent some number we don't really know. Well, we do because the word problem tells us, actually. But they're meant to represent the amount that Hayden has, and then Alec will have 3 times that. So we also know that Hayden has 5 markers. All right, so this is the part where we are doing our own thinking. We know that if Hayden has 5, that means Alec also has 5 here, 5 and 5, which means Alec has a total of 15 markers. So we would say Alec has 15 markers. The equation that we could write to represent this situation would be 5 times 3 equals A for Alec's markers. Okay, let's look at the second example. This one is slightly different. It is Avery practices cheer for 10 hours in a week. That is 5 times as long as she watches TV. How many hours does Avery watch TV? So once again, I'm going to write in black what we do know. We know that we are comparing cheer and TV watching. And so we're going to have cheer as being a C, and the TV, I'm just going to make it a TV here. So we know that what we need to do now is we need to figure out which person or which thing has the 5 times as long. So we're going to read, she practices cheer for 10 hours a week. That is 5 times as long as she watches TV. So the cheer is the 5 times as long this time. So I'm going to draw myself 5 boxes for cheer. I'm going to draw myself 1 box for the TV watching. And this is all we have so far. Oh, we also have that the cheer is 10 hours. Okay, so now we're doing our own thinking. We need to figure out what number we can use 5 of to put in to make 10, and that's going to be a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that means that the TV gets a 2 because all of those boxes are representing the same number. So the TV watching is 2 hours. Whoa, Mr. Easton, you forgot a letter there. There we go. And then the equation we could write to represent this situation would be something like TV times 5 is equal to 10. Okay, we'll look at the third situation next. Last one. A shirt costs $20. A jacket costs $60. How many times more does the jacket cost? So again, I'll write in black what we know. We know we are comparing a shirt and a jacket. and we know that the jacket costs some amount more than the shirt. We don't know how much yet. So we know that the shirt gets 1 box, and that box is a 20, because it tells us the shirt is 20. We don't know how many boxes the jacket is, but we know that at the end, the jacket's going to equal $60. So that is what we know so far. What we have to figure out is how many of the 20 boxes do we need to make the 60. And so we'll just kind of draw some in. There's a 20. There's 40. There's 60. So we needed 1, 2, 3 boxes, or 3 amounts of the shirt to make the jacket. So you would say that the jacket costs 3 times more. So that is how this strategy works here. You can see that some similarities between the 3 different situations. They all involve some kind of multiplication, or a missing factor multiplication sentence. In fact, we did not write the multiplication sentence for this question, so let's do that right now. It is $20 times the multiplier equals $60. And so the biggest thing is to read carefully and to know what they're asking. If they're asking how many times more, you know it's this third situation. And then if they don't, if they give you the times as much number, you know it's either the first or the second situation. Hopefully this helps. This has been Mr. Eason with Homework Help. See you in class tomorrow.